Welcome, welcome. I'm just setting everything up here, so just bear with me a moment. My name is Keith Hampton, and I'm just a customer of a company called BitcoinTAF.com. It is an amazing company. Welcome. Just setting everything up here, so just bear with me a moment. So there we go. I just had to adjust something here. Anyway, so this is an amazing company that I was introduced to going back about 8 years ago that has really changed my life. It is just a phenomenal company that really helped me get heavily involved in the cryptocurrency space, where in the early days, wanted to invest in cryptocurrencies, but I wanted to get some solid, valid information. What is the truth out there? Who can give me some unbiased information? And it was difficult to find that. Unfortunately for me, I was introduced to a wonderful couple by the name of Marius and Wendy Landman, who introduced me to algorithms and long-term projections. And that changed my life. Marius Landman has a unique ability to be able to take algorithms and data and be able to analyze it to the point where he could actually project the future. And he started this way back in the early days of the oil and gas industry, where he was gathering data for the industry and was able to start predicting accidents, near misses, and major events in the drilling and completion side of the industry. And I can tell you in the early days that people were shocked at his ability. And the beautiful thing is today, the whole industry throughout the world utilizes this data to reduce the amount of accidents and near misses. So that's the power of data and using algorithms. Since then, he's gone on and utilized this for predictions in the stock markets and political events, as well as now the cryptocurrency space. And that's where I have been so blessed to be involved. Along with that, this team has grown into training and education for the entire cryptocurrency space, especially if you want to be investing and trading the different cryptocurrencies or crypto coins. So there's a lot here to choose from and a lot of information that you can learn. And so if you want to just know what's happening in Bitcoin or what's happening in the altcoins, you really need to subscribe to Marius's long-term reports. They are invaluable. You have a choice of either the Bitcoin trend and forecast or long-term reports on Bitcoin or on the altcoins, the Elliott Wave reports. Both give you the data that you need. And I personally like the Elliott Wave programs if it was just choosing one over the other, but that's my personal choice. There's so much to offer. Along with that, the company offers training and education on how to be a very active trader and a responsible trader and how to be a professional. And that's really the key. If you really want to be immersed in any technology, you need training and education, and that's what these folks provide. So just to give you an idea of the power of this organization, I just want to share with you his ability of being able to project the future. So here we have a report on the Bitcoin historic algorithm. Now, this goes back to November of 2021, where he predicted the high on Bitcoin, and that now is complete. A year later, he was actually able to predict the low in Bitcoin, ironically to the day, which was even more exceptional. But I was just happy with being able to predict the low within a month, and that turned out to be the right time to get back involved in the Bitcoin investment. Since then, he's gone on to predict many other cycles. And over the last 2 or 3 years, I am so shocked every week, every month, how accurate his predictions are. So they have really provided me with the guidance that I really able to come in and get out and make those buys and sells and profit and grow my cryptocurrency portfolio. So here we are today at the Prince of Jerusalem cycle. And we've already had this Jaffa Gate is now complete. And what we see over here on this chart is back in March of 2023, the Jaffa Gate played out right through from January or March to October. Then we had a short Zion gate, which is now 100% complete. And this is the area that we're talking about here. Then these were all predicted, by the way, 2 years ago. And then we were going into this dung gate, which is what we see here, which really was a long, drawn out gate. Goes from February 2024 to October of 24. Now, today, we're in this new Damascus gate. And this is the gate we're in. It's a very, very unique pattern. And again, it's really confused a lot of people because Bitcoin has not played out the way most traditional analysts have predicted. But Marius was able to predict all of this 2 years ago, which is astounding. So that's the incredible power of this information. You really know where we're going, and that's the secret. So going forward, the real question is where are we going forward in this Bitcoin chart? We have a lot of people out there in the internet world that are making all kinds of different predictions. A lot of people believe that this is all over now. We're going to just take off and run to the moon. We've got others that are saying not so fast. We've got a lot of chop going on into the market for going on for quite some more time. And if you look at the pattern here, you could guess one way or the other. There's even some predicting that no, we're going down. We're going to have a big retracement. So there's so much information out there. Misinformation is what I like to call it. The secret is that if you're subscribing to Marius's reports, we know what's going to happen going forward. We know exactly what's going to happen and how this is going to play out with the highest degree of probability. That's the power of utilizing his long-term reports. And when you get that information and you also get the information on the altcoins, you really can strategize and be relaxed and be patient and not worry and be in all this fret because you know what's happening and you know what's going to happen. So that's the beauty. If you're a long-term investor, these reports are invaluable. So that's why I am so blessed to be involved with Marius and his reports. And you can basically subscribe to the Bitcoin report specifically, or I always recommend that you take a serious look at the Elliott Wave reports that are in here. Now, let me just see if I can find that for you, where my eyes are not picking up on it today. There we are, right here, the Elliott Wave reports. So you can try this out for 3 months and test the waters, or you can do it on shorter, or once you see the value, then you can look at your long-term investments. But along with that, we need for you to be looking into education. This is a perfect time where we need to be showing you what is happening in the marketplace. And that's where I highly recommend that you first take this HODL self-paced foundational course. It's a big, it's a good starting point where you learn how to use TradingView, you learn how to use certain indicators. And then from there, I highly recommend that you take on this ultimate trading course. This course to me is like graduating from university with a PhD in trading. You will become your own analyst. That's how powerful this course is. And believe me, I have taken other courses in the past from other, educators. I've paid quite a bit more on the value, and I've gotten 1/3 of the results. This course is amazing. Along with that, we have other tools that you can use, like the HODL Fire. So I just want to share with you, because of the training and education, the value of it. So I'm going to go to a chart now and just give you an idea of how powerful this information is. So if you were just starting out and wanted to utilize one of the tools we have here called the HODL Fire, which is only $31 a month, you would be able to trade virtually every coin. Now this chart is on 4 hours, and what we see here is we see the market trending down, and now we see it trending back up. And you'll notice that there's pivots that are showing up on the charts here. Top pivots and bottom pivots. This is what we need as in traders. We need to know when the momentum is shifting and changing so we can know when to get in and when to get out. So with this information, I could make some good trades. On 4-hour candles, I've been trained by the team to look at a bottom pivot and a buy tag, and this would give me a high probability of success. And I would have invested in this coin at this stage of the game. and I would have probably bought in here. And I'm just going to make this bigger so that you can see these points. Okay. And I would have run this trade all the way up, and I would have exited this trade at that top pivot right here. This is where, and I would even be, down on this zone. And by doing that, simply utilizing this one indicator, I could have locked in a really nice bit of profit. And I also would have been trained on risk management. So I would have made about 30%. But that's just using one indicator. Now, there's many other indicators that you get to utilize with the Ultimate Trading course. So I'm just going to show you other confluence of that. In fact, let me just back up a bit. If you just wanted to get Nico's MTT report, where medium-term trade reports, where he does the analysis, finds coins that are about to turn positive, and then he would give us the information. And this information is what would show up on the screen here. And they would show us different entry points. It would show us different support and resistance points. Along with that, he would indicate that he utilizes the Ultimate Trade course and the indicators to give us further confluence of when to get in, when to get out. So in the past, all I had was hollow fire, which just gave me a couple of indicators, would have been the bottom pivot, would have given me the buy tag. These are all positives, and it would have given me the sell tag. So those would have been the decisions that I would have made to get in and get out. But utilizing other indicators, I could reduce my risks and have even higher success. And with the Ultimate Trade course, I would have had other confluence indicators to know me that this is a good time to get in. One is that I see a trigger dot right here. That would be another extra confluence to get into this market. I've also got an extra indicator. It's pulling over this blue line. That's another positive indicator that for me to get in. So now I've got, instead of three, I've got 5 different indicators to get in. And then when to get out, I would be looking at the top pivot, and I'd be looking at, oh, I'm sorry, there's even another indicator that this would have been a good buy, and that's right here. This green line is crossing over the blue and above the 0 line. So there is 6. And then when to get out is when I'm seeing the top pivot, and I'm seeing a crossover here as well. And I'm seeing a momentum shift happening here. So this is all confluence to me as to when to get out of the marketplace. So that's the power of this. And that's why I love it. Now I'm in patient mode. I'm waiting for indicator to go forward. This could be a top pivot. This could be a temporary top. You notice it's in blue. When you have the front of a chart, we don't know 100% that is the top pivot. It's a high probability, but it's not guaranteed. So that's why we always need extra indicators to give us confidence to make better decisions. So I hope that you see the value of these kinds of education and training. So if you want long-term projections, the Elliott Wave reports is to me the way to go. If you want to really delve deeper, get more education, and become a better, successful trader, you highly recommend taking these courses. They're some of the best in the world. And that to me makes all the difference. So what I'd like to wind up here today is to say that you can't go wrong with the information that we provide here. These people are phenomenal. I can tell you that for the last 8 years, I have been proven, or they've proven to me over and over again as to the value of their information they provide. I couldn't live without it. That's the beauty of this organization. So if you're interested, please sign up for free on the website, and then we hope to see you pick on one of these courses, and and hopefully we'll see some success with you. With that, thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you on the other side. All the best and take care.